Chris Brown was denied bail in the UK and will remain in custody until June 13, making it likely that he will miss several dates on his tour. Chris Brown has been taken into custody at a hotel in Manchester, England, early Thursday morning on a suspicion of grievous bodily harm, according to law enforcement sources. Before you start, if you are a fan, please address your fandom before you hear this. Because if this is true, this is just a simple case of you get what you get, don't throw a fit. Let's go. The incident allegedly took place back in February 2023 during a hearing at Manchester Magistrates Court. Prosecutor Hannah Nichols said Brown had committed an unprovoked attack with a weapon in a nightclub full of people. She told the court that Brown had struck Mr. Dion with a bottle several times. He then allegedly chased the victim and proceeded to punch and kick him, an attack caught on CCTV. Brown arrived at the dock flanked by court officials. His hair was bleached blonde and he wore sweatpants and a black t-shirt. He spoke to confirm his name and date of birth, but did not enter a plea. District Judge Joanne Hurst said the alleged offense was too serious to be dealt with in her court and sent the case to London's Southwark Crown Court. Brown will appear for a plea and trial preparation hearing in the capital on 13 June after a bail application was denied. The 36-year-old was arrested at a hotel in Manchester in the early hours of Thursday by detectives from the Metropolitan Police. Brown's global tour is due to begin in the Netherlands on 8 June, and he is also scheduled to perform at Manchester Co-op Live Arena on 15 June. Prior to the court hearing, CPS London North's Deputy Chief Crown Prosecutor Adele Kelly said, "The Crown Prosecution Service reminds all concerned that criminal proceedings against this defendant are active and that he has a right to a fair trial. It is extremely important that there should be no reporting, commentary, or sharing information online which could in any way prejudice these proceedings." You think? Now, one thing I can say is I've been a person who can honestly admit, man, I've been rooting for Chris Brown, bro. Been rooting for him. Yeah, you made a terrible mistake. Yeah, that stuff you did against Rihanna. Yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie. That's bad. And it's hard to forgive after that. But it came across as two youngins in the car. She might have provoked a little bit of something. He OD'd and did what he did, paid his debt back to society. And we're a nation of second chances. So when y'all, because some people have been, what about the stuff you said about Tory? What about that? What about that? It's not the same thing. He didn't shoot her. Now, they made amends. They talked. They reconciled. They did all of those things. So if you are somebody who's still holding on to the Rihanna stuff and you're holding on to whatever you're holding on about that, all right, cool. But this right here is completely different. This right here was only a couple of years ago. So we can't, I won't. The mindset that should be applied here is one of you're grown enough to know better, bro. And you still decided to behave like a hooligan. You still decided to behave like a moron, an idiot who learned nothing from the trials and tribulations that happened literally the 15 years prior. Or is this you the whole entire time? Was everything that had happened not a facade and that was the actual truth? And the truth is that you are who you are now more than you ever been, because now it's almost like it's celebrated. If this is true, then that's on Chris Brown, bro. That's on Chris Brown. Ultimately, you blame yourself for the things that happened to you. Ultimately, you blame yourself for the consequences of your actions. That assault, smacking somebody over the head with a tequila bottle, that's on him. That's illegal anywhere you go. He may have gotten away with it prior and previously due to basically him having money and him having the ability to talk with people and swoon them, if you will. Because I ain't gonna hold you. If I was in the club and I'm tipsy and Chris Brown smacked me upside the head with a bottle, if my homies is there, I'm about to have to stop them from hurting them. Because I know personally Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. That's what I know personally. But that's a whole nother mindset. What about the individual who feels disrespected? What about that man's knee? What about his leg? What about the embarrassment? Am I saying it's worth the quote unquote 14 million that he's seeking, or 16 million that he's seeking? I'll leave that up to the courts. I have no say so in none of this crap. What I will say is this, Chris Brown, bruh, this type of stuff right here, these are the illustrations being painted about you throughout the years. When we've heard stories, though we've never confirmed them, but we heard rumors about you being abusive towards people. I'm not going to cite specific dates, specific times, and all this crap and everything, because ultimately it led to nothing but more rumors that you hadn't been changed. We've heard about drug abuse. We heard about all of these things. We heard about you being a live wire. You are doing nothing to quell the rumors. And the fact that you were bold enough to go back over there is more insane. But listen, man, I like to see people win more than the next. I'm sorry, bro. I just left the gym, man. I'm being really honest with you guys. Like, y'all don't know how massive my arms are, so you just won't understand. And no, I'm not bragging, and I probably need to take this off, but bruh, this is news. I got to get straight to it, so it is what it is. But man, golly, bruh, this right here, man, is one of those instances where, damn, Chris Brown, you better hope that some semblance of justice, that this just stays completely civil and you cash that man out. You owe him money. If this is true, they say they got it on CCTV. Y'all could tell by the freaking door. It would make a lot of sense that if we got 3 cameras by the door, we might have at least 3 cameras inside the doggone building. It might make a lot of sense. So when I initially reacted to it, that was my thoughts, but I had no confirmation. Now that I have quoted confirmation, bruh, plead for mercy. Talk about being a changed man. Whatever religion you in, lean into that, because if that's true, this dude cooked. But I'm not going to sit here and feel bad for him. I can't. I can't feel bad for Chris Brown. Why, Sadie Nash? Because you did it to yourself. You did. If his name wasn't Chris Brown and his name was Cedric Brown, and you knew not who he was, and this was a dude who basically was an American, who had a business trip in Mario, London, and he decided to go across the head of a bloke with a bottle of alcohol, do you really think that he should be set free or see some semblance of justice? I don't know, bro. But I can tell you this. It's on Chris Brown, bro. You gotta wisen up, man. And times of change. And maturation change. In behavior when it seems detrimental and not beneficial, change. It just is what it is, man. I don't feel sorry for him, bro. I just can't. But if it's not true, and I do feel sorry for him, and extortion is at its best. Now, we'll see what happens, man. But right now, I'm not one of those individuals who about to sit up here and, man, bro, Brown, free Chris Brown, bro. Free Chris Breezy, bro. He didn't do it. If he on camera doing it, what y'all gonna say then? Oh, he provoked it. No. Unless Chris Brown was being threatened, no amount of words. Unless he told him, hey, you're not going to leave here tonight. I'm going to do something to you. I'm going to take your life. That's the only way that could elicit that response. If the man told him he was going to beat him up, smacking him with a bottle, still ain't it. So, hey, we'll see what happens, man. Damn, that sucks.